Hey, Michelle here from Sensate Soul, as well as the Soul Translator. And in this video today, we're going to be talking about a connection between being an HSP empath, and also, for those who are empathic entrepreneurs, and the connection to autoimmune diseases or disorders in your body and in your systems. So I want to say, first of all, before anything, I am not making any medical claims because I'm not certified to. I did work in clinical psychology, but I am not somebody who can stand up and say, by the research that I have done that has qualified me to be able to say these things definitively. I'm not doing that. So this is no claim. This is a personal share, a professional observation, and my own kind of theory when I look at and work with the energetics of HSPs. So, and this is, like I said, coming from my own experience, and I want to share a story here to illustrate that. So I do have some autoimmune situations, and when I was with somebody who was extremely narcissistic, for about the first year and a half of being with them, I had chronic situations that I needed to take chronically antibiotics. And I had not experienced this before. There had been small times, of course, you know, when I needed to take an antibiotic or needed to take medicine for something. Luckily, I haven't had a lot of health issues, but I've definitely had a couple that almost took me out. But I'm sorry that if you have, first of all, if you are dealing with chronic health issues, my heart goes out to you because it's not easy. So when I was with this person, what was happening was my body was in full-on defense mode. My physical body, my emotional body, my energetic body, my subtle bodies, everything was just like, this is not... No, please leave the room. Exits right there and there. Go. But I didn't listen because my soul and I needed to go through this experience as part of my learning and personal growth and my soul's journey. So there was a reason for it, and it has also, quite frankly, been a big part of the work that I do. So it's served its purpose. Certainly. But what happened was for me to be in a chronic state of autoimmune rejection of the experience, being with a highly narcissistic person, really put my body into high alert. Now, our immune systems are, of course, our first line of defense, biologically and in many other ways. They protect us. So it would make sense that for those who have a higher sensitivity, will potentially, I got to put all these little disclaimer words in here, will potentially have a quicker, more sensitive reaction to a need to protect, or when things are out of balance because there's some sort of, shall we say, insult to the system. So we're more sensitive to it, and if we're not protecting ourselves through, discernment, through boundaries, through taking care of ourselves energetically, emotionally, if we're not working on the mindsets that set us up sometimes to be in these situations where our defenses need to come up, then we may have, over time, more effect from being hypersensitive and not feeling like we have, not feeling like we are defended or protected enough, and then our system gets really out of balance, and then it is the protective system itself that then has a stronger reaction. So I say this with absolute love and respect because many people that I love deal with pretty bad autoimmune problems. And the majority of them are HSPs. So Again, I'm not making any claims here, but what I am saying is that there is a correlation. Sounds very scientific, but there is a correlation. I used to be more in the sciences, so I'm using that word, that we do really need to take care of our emotional and energetic health. And for HSPs, it is, I'm going to say, mandatory. It's really part of being us, is to make time for that and to do it on a daily basis and to really devote ourselves to building up our energy so we can go from a place of just surviving and learn all the different ways and work on the mindsets to be able to move ourselves from a place of surviving as an HSP or an empathic entrepreneur. Because, hello, talk about a potential inflammation of some of these protective mechanisms when you're putting yourself out there, because it is harder for us as empathic entrepreneurs. That's just straight talk. But we can, and people do, move past it so that they can put themselves out more into, the spotlight, or put their work out into the world and be stronger because of it. So we do need to move, ideally, from a place of surviving to thriving. So play with this idea, see how this fits for you. Do you feel that you have some of your symptoms or challenges physically? If you have any sort of autoimmune, is it affecting, does it come from situations where you are holding back and needing to protect? One thing I want to say here as well, a little sidebar, but a shift of energy often can feel like your eyes start watering, people start sneezing, or you get really stuffed up, or you start yawning a lot and your eyes start tearing. These are all symptoms of examples of what happens when our energy is changing, or when we feel something changing. I actually do speak a lot about that with, I think there's like 40 different signs of energy changing, and in my Empowered Empath Soul Camp. So if this has resonated with you, please do leave a comment below, as well as you can subscribe to my channel or like this video while you're here, and I will definitely respond and get back to you. And I'd love to have conversations about all of this, as well as you can check out the Empowered Empath Soul Camp. So this is a 5-week course that I am going to be running again this year, and it is all about empowering you as an HSP in your life, in your health, relationships, work, and yes, also finances, because we work with the mindsets of different exercises and tools and things that you will learn through the Empowered Empath Soul Camp to be able to help yourself go from surviving to thriving as an HSP. So you can check that out over at Sensate Soul, as well as other resources. And if you want to go right to the page and get on the wait list to know when the live round will be opening up, you can go to Empowered Empath Soul Camp /join now. All right, take great care. So much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.